In today's presentation, we are going to discuss about the next part of this chapter, that is plant nursery industry. In the last lecture, we have discussed about the various types of industries, that is um, the fruit plant nursery, medicinal plant nursery, then vegetable nursery, ornamental plant nursery, orchid nursery. And in today's lecture, we are going to discuss about the requirement for the nursery. As we know, the nurseries are important places from where we can cultivate the different types of plants required for the farmers as well as for the stakeholders. And to provide these different types of plants, we need a good quality of nursery with all basic amenities. Now these basic amenities, or with all these basic amenities, the nursery can fulfill the requirement of the farmers as well as the stakeholders, and we can provide a good quality of, we can cultivate and provide good quality of crops or plants to the needy people. And for that we need a nursery or good nursery. Now this nursery has some important basic infrastructural requirement, and this basic infrastructural requirement we are going to discuss in today's lecture. If we wish to establish a nursery, the basic or most important thing we require is the space. And if we have the proper space, then by using the equipment, essentials, and the plant, we can establish the nursery. Now, for the establishment of nursery, these are the things which we require. So there are number of things which are essential for good nursery. So there are some other things also which are essential for good quality of nursery or good nursery. Now in this, the first we'll look after one by one the basic requirements or basic infrastructure requirement of the nursery. So for good nursery, we require firstly, or the basic thing is the space, and that space must be properly utilized. Now for the nursery, as we are providing the plants to the stakeholder, and we have to think about the space of the nursery. So whenever we wish to establish any nursery, this nursery must be connected to the main road. So most of the time what we observe, if we keep our nursery in an open space and are at the connected road, so the farmers as well as for the stakeholders it is easily approachable. So the nursery must be on the main road or main connecting road of the city. Now the entrance of the nursery should be connected with the main road. Then the nursery must be provided with fencing to protect our plant from animals, especially the grazing animals like cows and buffaloes, which may enters into the nursery, and we may have to suffer for the huge loss. To protect that, we have to provide good fencing, specifically by using different types of hedges plant or edges plant, which to which the animals does not attract, and by using this, or even fencing can be made surrounding the nursery, so that we can protect our nursery. Inside the nursery, as we are providing in the nursery different types of plants, either ornamental plants or vegetables, or all the different kinds of plants, as we are providing in the nursery, we have to provide roads and path for the access, because as there are plants and they require regular maintenance, we have to provide a path or channels inside, and that is why we may provide a connectivity to each of the plant species. So these are some of the examples, photographs of nurseries where the pathways are provided. Then the next important thing for the nursery is office cum store and sales area. So in the nursery we have to provide the office as well as we have to provide the sales area. Now the sales area must be decorative or with some good quality of ornamental plants, or even we can display on the sales area, so that the stakeholders can attract towards our nursery. Then in the nursery, as we are going to provide different types of plants, we have to cultivate the seeds as well as the seedling. And for that, we need different types of beds. These beds may be seed bed or nursery beds. So beds basically are of two types: raised seed bed and sunken seed bed. Raised bed, where the bed is raised at height about 6 inches from the substratum or base, and these types of beds are used for cultivation of seeds mostly. And this raised bed is essential again for irrigation or drainage. So raised beds can be used for seed when we are using the seeds as a propagation method. And the sunken beds are used generally for the polythene bags, or where the seedlings are placed in a polythene bag. That polythene bags can be placed in a sunken bed, so that the drainage as well as protection of that plants is possible. The next thing we require is potting mixture or a compost pit. In the potting mixture, when we are supposed to pot the plant, then we need a proper potting mixture, and in that the composition may be a soil, then farm yard manure, leaf litter, etc. As well as we can use brick pieces for drainage. And the compost pit is again essential in a nursery. Most of the time these such type of compost pits are placed at the backyard of the nursery, and these compost pit where we can prepare either vermicompost or compost or farmyard manure by using that compost pit. So this is one more essential thing, that is we have to provide different types of bed as well as we have to prepare a potting mixture and the compost pit. Then next important part, that is propagation area. So when we wish to establish a plant by using seeds as well as by seedlings, the propagation area is essential. Again this part is at the backyard of nursery, so beds are there. Besides the bed we can prepare a propagation area where we can prepare a seedlings or saplings. Then most important thing, it is water supply. As in a nursery we are going different types of plant species, as well as if we prepare the nursery as well as a shade net or polyhouse, in that case also we need water supply, and this proper water supply with the help of different types of equipment. So these different types of equipment for irrigation are essential in a nursery. Then these are the different types of shade nets. So shade nets are of different shapes, so we can prepare these different types of shade net, as well as the polyhouse is also essential in a nursery. So these are different types of polyhouse with different shapes. So these shapes are depending on the locality, as well as during the construction of these polyhouse as well as shade net we have to think about the wind flow or the direction of wind, and as per this as well as the locality and the environmental conditions we can prepare different types of polyhouse for establishment of seedling as well as the sapling. Then in a nursery this is one more important thing, that is drainage. So as we are providing irrigation to the plants, and there must be a drainage facility, otherwise the plant may get decayed. The next important part, so when we prepare or cultivated seedlings and saplings, then we need the packing of these seedlings and saplings with proper care, and for that we need packing shade as well as packing material. In packing material, as per the requirement, if we are providing the seedlings or ornamental plants suppose, so in that case we need a polythene bags to pack that seedling, as well as if we have the nursery of vegetable crops, in that case the farmers may require the crops in large quantity, so for that we need boxes, as well as for transport we have to pack that material in proper way. So for that we need different types of boxes as well as polythene paper, as well as we can use newspaper. For if we are providing the cut flower, in that case also we need wooden boxes. So as per the requirement of the stakeholder as well as per the production in the nursery we need different types of packing material, and for the packing we require a packing shed where the workers can pack the material. Electricity is major component of nursery because in a nursery we are constantly providing the water. We need to provide the water, as well as in some cases in a poly house if the ornamental plants are there, in that case we need to maintain the temperature of poly house or shade net, and for that we need electricity for providing the fans or coolers likewise. And this electricity is also essential component of good quality of nursery. Then soil mixture. So good quality of soil is most important things for the plant, and we can prepare a mixture of soil. In that we can use soil, then compost, then bone meal or peat, as well as perlite or vermiculite we can use, and the lime. So by using these different components we can prepare a soil mixture. So basically in the commonly we can use the farmyard manure, leaf litter, then some fertilizers or chemicals, and the soil as a basic component. In addition to that, if we are providing organic type of plants, in that case we can use soil and vermicompost, as well as for some ornamental plants or we can provide vermiculite or coco peat in the soil mixture. Then containers, this is one more interesting thing we have to think about, because if the containers are of good quality and as per the requirement for maintenance of the plant, as well as during the transportation, to protect the plant during the transportation we require good quality of containers. So these are some of the photographs of containers, different types of containers. So pots of various size, then polythene bags also we can use. Then for for vegetable crops we can use a tray with a container. So such tray can be useful for the vegetable crops of in large quantities, as well as the different types of pots we can use as a container. Then nursery tools. So in a nursery the workers require different types of things, so hand gloves, then secateurs is one more thing, and in addition to that there are certain things which are essential, in that the khurpi, blades, then some machines are there, then water can is there. So all these things are essential as a nursery tools and equipment in the maintenance of nursery or maintenance of plants. Then this is one more important thing, fumigation. If we prepare a bed in a shade net or poly house, it requires to fumigate the soil with the help of some chemicals, and in that fumigation there are certain steps. The first thing is we have to expose the soil for direct sunlight, and we can fumigate with the help of chemicals like formaldehyde. Then on that exposed soil we can place a polythene sheet, and under that polythene sheet the soil is protected for 1 or 2 days, and after that the polythene sheet can be exposed or removed, so that the fumigation can be possible. So with the help of some chemicals we can fumigate the soil to protect the soil from soil borne pathogens. During fumigation we can kill the soil borne pathogens, and soil is made from free from the diseases, so it will not harm the plants. Then I will not promote these things, but we can use the chemicals to control the pests or diseases in plants. So these are the ways to control the pathogen or diseases on the plants. Instead of chemical pesticides we can go even for biological pesticides, and we can control the pests or diseases on the crop. Now there is one more thing required, that is media for raising seedlings. So for cultivation of crops basically we require soil as a basic mixture. In that soil we are using farmyard manure, leaf litter likewise, and we are using some chemical fertilizers or biological fertilizers. Instead of this there are some media like coco peat, which is prepared with the help of coconut shell. So from the coconut shell, cocoa powder or cocoa peat powder is prepared, and this cocoa powder is used for cultivation of crops of high value or ornamental crops like ornamental crops, as well as we can grow or cultivate orchids on cocoa peat. In addition to that, the vermiculite. So this is artificial nutrient medium prepared vermiculite. It is artificial nutrient medium prepared by using some chemical substances, and these vermiculites is also one more important source for as a media for cultivation of cash crops or the species like orchids. Then growth hormones and growth regulators. So there are certain chemical substances which acts as a growth hormone or growth regulator, or also we can call it as growth promoter. So in that, the common growth promoters are like auxins, gibberellins, cytokinins, then naphthalene acetic acid, indole acetic acid, indole butyric acid, then 2,4-D. So these are some of the important chemical substances which naturally synthesized in the plant. But if we wish to promote the growth of the plant, we can artificially provide these type of growth hormones like cytokinin, auxin, gibberellin, and florigin. So these growth hormones, they induce growth of shoot. Auxins like growth hormone which promote root initiation. Gibberellins helps in cell elongation, or gibberellins helps to increase the height of the plant, and florigin, which is it is hypothetical substance which is synthesized in a plant species, and this helps to induce the flowering or trigger the flowering in plants. So these different types of growth substances are also essential to promote the growth of plant species. And finally, we require a transporting vehicle. So these are the photographs of different types of vehicles which can use. There is a Liberty, we can use any vehicle, but these are some of the photographs for which are used as a transporting vehicle. So in general, in a nursery we require several infrastructural facilities, and these infrastructural facilities are essential for the proper or good quality of nursery. So I will just display the list. So here the nursery entrance, then fence, roads and path, office cum store, cells area, seed bed, nursery bed, potting mixture, compost pit, propagation area, nursery water supply, shade net nursery house, poly house, drainage, packing shed and material, electricity, soil mixture, containers, fumigation facility, chemical control, nursery tool, media for raising seedling, transporting vehicle, and growth hormones regulators are some of the basic infrastructural facilities required for the proper nursery.